Okay, these are the instructions for the first Excel assignment. You first need to get the key for Excel Students file and download it from Canvas. So first do that and open it up. On your first tab down here, your first worksheet, well, make sure it's called Serendipity Clothing. That's the data we're going to use. So it's full of data here, a little bit of data, and we're going to change the data in a few ways and get some totals. So the first thing we want to do is take this title of Serendipity Clothing. We're going to bold it, make it bold, so come up here and click the B, and we want it to go to 20, size 20 font. So just click this, make it go to size 20. Now it looks like it's in columns A, B, and C, or cells A1, B1, and C1, but it's really only in A1, and if I click on it, I can see it right up here. If I click on B1, there's nothing there, which means there's nothing actually in that cell. It's all over here, it's just kind of bleeding over into the other ones. So if you put anything in B1, it would override what was in A1 because there's not enough room for it. So what we're going to do is to merge that across all of the columns. So if you select by clicking right in the middle of A1 and drag out to D1, we're going to use this Merge and Center button. Click that, it merges all those 4 cells into one, and it also center aligns the title. So that puts it across all 4 columns that we're going to use. We're going to do the same for the next one, the subheading, I guess, fall order. And we're going to make this bold and size 14. You can click this little A up arrow. I like to do that to make it a little quicker rather than the drop down sometimes. Depends on how you want to do it. So now we've got that bolded. We're going to merge that across all 4 columns as well. So select all 4 of them, click the merge and center. Now we've got our 2 titles, our title and our subheading, subtitle, merged across our information here. So next we need to look at this information and see what we have. So we've got these 5 or 6 items here: a polo, Henley, denim jacket, sweater, track jacket, jeans, denim skirts. These are all things that Serendipity Clothing is selling, and you can see that by here. The unit cost of each of these is $15 for the polo, $20 for the Henleys, etc. And so it's just a number right now. It's not dollars, so we'll change that to a dollar amount in just a minute. We've got a quantity of each, and so they've sold their fall order. They sold 12 polos at $15 each. So we need to come up with a formula to calculate that. Okay, 10 Henleys at $20 each, and we need to figure out the total of all those. So we'll do that really easily in Excel, and that's kind of the purpose of Excel, is to have data to make calculations for that data. Quickly before we do that, we're going to take the column headings that we have here. We're going to center them, so center alignment. Right here we don't want to merge them because they would try to merge all those cells in one. So I've just selected all of them, click the center alignment, and then they're centered over each column that they're in, which makes it look more like a heading of the column. Let's also make it bold. Okay, so now we can tell it's a heading. Alright, now last thing we need to do is 2 things, I guess. Let's format all of these for currency. In fact, not all of them, because quantity is not currency. It's not money. It's just a number. The unit cost is a number, so I'm going to highlight that whole column, and to format it, I come up to this number section of the Home tab and select currency, and then it adds my $sign and my change. So that's an easy way to do it rather than typing it all in. We just type the number and then format it for currency. Let's format this total cost column as well because it's going to be money. So even though I don't have anything in there yet, I'm going to format it as currency. It doesn't look like it changes anything, but as soon as I type in a number, if that was 20, it would change it to that currency format. But I'm not going to type in the numbers. I don't want to calculate this myself, especially if I had 100 columns of this or 100 rows of these prices that I have to calculate. I just want to make Excel do it for me. So I'm going to type in one formula, and that will be good for all the rest of them. So the formulas always start with equals, so I'll type equals, and I'm just going to reference the columns. I'm going to say unit cost, whatever's in that cell right there, B5, I want to multiply it by the quantity. So I do my multiplication sign, which is the Shift 8, the little star, and then I'll click the quantity cell. And that's all I need to do. I hit enter and it calculates that for me. So 15, if each polo is $15 and I sold 12 of them, I've got the total here, $180. So that's the calculation there. Now I could put that formula in on each one, but Excel is smarter than that. I just have to use the fill handle, and it makes it a lot easier. So I click the little corner of the box and drag it down, and it puts the formula in for all the rest of the rows, and it assumes that I want to do, I don't want to calculate that first one again. I want to calculate each row just the same as I did on the first one. So it's pretty smart that way. And then I have the total for each row and each item that I have. I think that's everything. Looks like it's okay. So make sure they're formatted as currency. Those two columns, make sure quantity is not formatted as currency because those are just numbers. And make sure everything else looks the same, and you're finished with assignment 1.